Hello, everybody. This is another episode of Ask Me Anything. I'm Katrina, and I go live here every now and then, at least once, twice a week on my business page. This is your time, this is your opportunity to connect with me, ask questions, whether live or in a replay. So how this goes basically, you ask questions on the comment box and then I answer them. Or I also answer previously asked questions or the most frequently asked questions in the business. We talk about life, we talk about business. And yeah, so I am a business coach and I help fellow parents like me run their own online businesses so they can, even without prior experience, so you guys can create the life that you truly love. So I am coming to you live here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm originally from the Philippines. So this is the first time you're seeing me. I have three boys back in there. So this is my quiet time before they come over from school. So I'm taking this opportunity. And hello, everyone. For let me know, guys, where you are tuning in from, whether live on or on a replay. I'd love to connect with you guys. It's been a pretty busy, crazy week last week. Oh, by the way, before that, our topic for today is how to win friends and influence people in the digital age. So, here I'll be sharing with you my key takeaways. I recently read, actually listened to this Audible just recently, and I want to share with you my key takeaways. I have tons of things I want to share with you guys, lots of happenings since from last month, the main events that I helped organize. I have yet to finish sharing all those happenings on my business page, and my son graduating from primary school and then going to his high school next September. And there's so many things I want to share, but I thought of, okay, I'll just do a go live so I can kind of catch up with you guys. Right? And yeah, so this is our topic for today. Um, I read this in the past, but this one is a new version. So this one is in the digital age. I kind of got refreshed on it because we had a Zoom with a seven-figure income earner in our community, and he basically recommended this book. And so right there and then right after the meeting, I purchased it on my, I have like credits, monthly credits. I'm on a membership for Audible, so I just grabbed it. And stay tuned at the end. I'll give you two bonuses. One of which is a bonus tip, and another one would be I got this from the mail. I was about to open it, but I thought of, okay, I'll just open it live for you guys to see as well. This came from my mentors and coaches all the way from Calgary, from Dave and Roxanne. So let's see what's in it. All right, let's dive in. Let me see here. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Nice to see you here, beautiful lady. Thanks for tuning in. Hello. Sorry, I can't read your name, but thanks for tuning in. And Veronica, hello, Coach Katrina from Surprise, Arizona. I love the city. All right, thanks, Veronica, for tuning in. Let's dive in. Let's see here. Number one. So the book basically, it looks like How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is like a very old book already, but they kind of updated it to be applicable to the digital age. The core concepts are applicable. It's like evergreen. It's applicable whichever era we are, but it just basically have has given more specific examples of how we can apply it in the digital space, and that's how I love it. Number one, here we go. There's so many affirm what's good. There's so many takeaways from. Sorry, I'm getting blurred here a bit. There's so many takeaways from this book, but these are the main ones that I've actually applied the moment I read or I heard about it. Okay, let me see here. I will just adjust my camera. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of blurry. Okay, I hope that's better now. You know what helps if I do this? I do the white thing. And there you go. See, that's the magic of the camera. Affirm what's good. Sometimes we tend to be very critical of others, also of ourselves. So when we first um, be verbal about what the good things that we see in a person, it just takes the relationship in a whole new level, right? Of course, we're not saying here, flatter people, because that's just kind of insincere somehow, but really uh, being specific about the things that you really find good in a person, right? And this is not just applicable to work or business. This is most important, especially for us, for our family members, like for example parents like me, for my children, for my spouse. Sorry guys, I'm just getting bothered by my camera here. I don't know what's going on. I'll just make myself a little clearer so you guys can see me. Okay, I think that's better. There you go. Right. For example, I have three kids. Right. I have my teenager. Sometimes for our children, I'm kind of guilty of that. Sometimes we often see the things that they do wrong, right? And we kind of overlook the things that they're good at. Like my teenager, sometimes their room would be so messy, right? And it's so easy to point out, the room is messy, right? But and then when we ask them to help us, somehow declutter, clean up, and the room is still kind of not the way, not as clean as we want them to be. So instead of focusing on the result itself, it's saying, let's affirm the effort, right? Oh, I noticed that you helped, so thank you. It's a good effort that you try to clean the room, and I like how you um, took away the laundry, the dirty shirts, and put it in the laundry. So you're affirming those details instead of the results that kind of fell short of our expectations, right? So in that sense, they know that they're actually noticing the positive things that they did. And when it comes, for example, to our businesses or to our work, right? When we, for example, I have a huge team already, and sometimes they come to me asking for feedback on, for example, for ads, advertising, video ads that they did, because that's the main thing that we do in the business. So instead of me saying the things that needs to be improved first, I would always mention first the good things about the video or the advertisements that they submitted for review. In that way, they know that they did something right. So I affirm those first. So in that sense, they kind of more open to the reviews or the things to be improved, right? So that's how we also create that relationship. All right. So before I move on to the second one, let's move on to some uh, questions here. Katrina, thanks. You're from, I'm from the Philippines, but I'm here in Toronto. Nice. There you go. Uh, Thank you. Awesome. Sorry, I can't read your name, but thanks for commenting here. And let me see here. Second one. So that's number one. And number two, rain with names. Who among you here are good at names, like memorizing the names? I'm not. And I think human nature, we tend to forget, especially if you just meet somebody for the first time. And there is power when you hear your names, right? Or right? And so when a person, just imagine you meeting the person for the first time, and then the second time you guys meet somewhere, that person calls you by your first name or your maybe your last name, or however you guys are introduced. And that person remember your name and some details about you, you kind of you feel important, right? Oh my goodness, this person actually remembered me and took the time to remember some details. It makes us feel special, right? So imagine the relationship that you can establish just by remembering a person's name. And since I'm not very good at memorizing names, I would actually mention about some real life examples of how people remember names, famous presidents in the United States. One there mentioned that even though there are so many meetings, political engagements, that this person, I forgot exactly who that is, I think that's Lincoln, if I'm not mistaken, he would remember names. How? Because during the conversation, that person will actually mention the name of that person multiple times, and he would associate that name to a certain item during the conversation. And after meeting that person, he would write the name and then memorize it. And then he would actually tear off the paper where the name is written. So, in that sense, it's already made its mental impression and also the audible impression. And that way he would actually remember that person's name. And I tried doing this like when I met the person for the first time. I think when I went to, yeah, the um, welcome day at my eldest son's high school last week. So I asked the name, and then if I'm not familiar with the how it's spelled, I would actually ask, like, how is that spelled, or can you spell that out? And then I would mention that person's name multiple times during our conversation, and now I can actually remember at least two parents' name from that meetup. And because I followed the tips that I got from the book. And so now I'm confident when we see each other again, I'd be able to mention that person's name. Right. So yeah, I think there's really power in that, and it just takes the relationship to a whole new level. And third, listen longer. Aha. I love this one because when I'm conversing with somebody, I tend to, while the person is still speaking, I tend to already compose the response that I'm going to give right after the person talks. Or sometimes I jump into talking, even the person is not yet finished. I'm bad at that. I mean, I don't want that, but I think I got it from from my mom, because whenever we talk, she would jump, and sometimes it won't feel good, right? Like when you're talking and the person jumps into the conversation. So I know how that feels. So this tip is really good. Listening longer, and just by listening longer, you get to know more about the person. And in connection with number one earlier, affirm what's good. Just a little story. I was at my son's daycare last week. So I dropped him off, and then I saw the shoes of the manager, like who's managing the daycare, and it's like, oh, said her name. I said, nice shoes. And then that I by just affirming that, because it's really nice, it caught my attention. It's like bright orange, bright pink. So I made the comment, and she was about to enter her office, but then I caught a glimpse of her shoes, like her feet. And so I mentioned that, and that actually opened up, like, us chatting for at least 15-20 minutes. And I listened longer in connection to that. I listened longer to her, and that, you know, brought our conversation to, a deeper level in terms of her opening up about her personal lives. So I saw a different facet of her personality, when it comes to, because of that, because I affirmed what's good, and I listened longer, like really listen intently and sincerely, not composing a ready response in my brain while listening to her. So I love that. And when we listen more, we get to experience the person in a different light. We get to know that person more, right? And their pain points are, what they're thinking about, and how we can relate to them more. And also, in connection to this, the book has mentioned we should be asking at least 15 questions in a day. I think this is part of another tip, but kind of related to this. 15 questions. Five would be work to our work colleagues or business colleagues. Second set of five would be, well, the very first one should be with our family members, like our spouse, our children. My 9-year old loves questions. I have this website, imom.com. Not affiliated with it. I just discovered it, and I got this set of questions. It's called bedtime questions, and it basically asks, like, yeah, it suggested that we ask those questions when we're lying in the bed, just before sleeping, and the questions would vary from what made you smile today, or who's the kindest person that you know, and why. What are you dreaming about? If you can only have one thing to keep, what would it be? And my 9-year old, well, also my 9-year old loves it, also my eldest. um and they would always ask me, Mommy, can you ask me questions again? So I just remember that one. I've been doing that even before I read this book. And then I listened to this book. So listening longer, asking questions, and that's the first set of five. And then the second set of five would be work colleagues or business colleagues, asking them questions, not just giving advice right away, like how are they feeling, what thoughts are running in through their minds, things like that, so you can understand more of their perspective. And the third five would be asking questions to your followers, in terms of social media, or your friends commenting on their posts. And I actually tried this, and it's amazing. Like, you would really find out that people would respond. So I would sincerely comment on a post, instead of just, I like it, it's beautiful, not just one word comments, but really like 2 to 3 sentences. And then I would ask him, like, what's that thing on your table, like on the photo? So I asked a business partner, I saw a screen that's vertical, and I asked him, like, what's that vertical screen? And he said, yeah, that's actually a portable screen that he has. That's Coach Raza. I was like, oh, I've never seen one. So, instead of just asking a nice setup of his office table, I asked a question and I learned something, right? So it's really nice. So try that one. I challenge you to ask those 15 questions starting today, or maybe just start with maybe five, right? Or two for your family, three for your work colleagues, or what no, two, and then maybe one on social media. So just try and see how it goes. All right, so let me see here. Let me see here. Crystal, audible and mental, never thought about. Yeah, I'm definitely trying. Yeah, right. So, like, really, I've never thought about that as well. Like writing the name on the paper and tearing it up. Um Albert and Maria. Hi there, sis and bro. How are you? Crystal, the name of the book, it's actually this one, the title of my Go Live Today. Uh, Go Live Today, it's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I'll send a screenshot on the comments later. Don't worry. And yeah, thanks for sharing. This is very helpful. You're welcome. Happy to help. And Bella, hello, beautiful Katrina. Thank you, Bella, for tuning in. All right, so that's number 3. And number 4, last but not the least, leave others a little better. I tried this, and it's so amazing how it felt so good for me at the end as well, and not just for the other person. So I went 2 weeks ago, I went to my son's new school for September to have his uniform fitting. So we have the lady specifically there at the uniform store at his school. We have like an hour. I was wondering, like, why do we need to book an appointment like for an hour? We're just, buying uniform. And then I realized he really needs to fit like each piece of the uniform. And this lovely lady here helped us. And since this book like is active on my mind that moment, so I thought of, okay, let's try that out. And then so I listened longer, I affirmed what's good because she really has beautiful colored like color green eyes. So I was like really looking at her and I was like, your eyes are like dolls. And I didn't mean to flatter her, I sincerely meant it. And people's faces, you would notice they light up, they kind of put their guard down when you kind of start to really affirm what's good for them. And I multiple times asked her name, and then I actually had her what do you call this her calling card as well, because it's there. So I read it and then I mentioned, oh, this name sounds like this, and I actually sent her a thank you card a week after we met her. So I already know her name right now. And then while we were chatting while my son is actually setting the uniform, you know since I listened longer, I kind of know her story, that she's from this country and she's 5 years here in Canada and would be applying for Canadian citizenship. And my family just had our Canadian citizenship in April. So I thought of sharing tip on how she can better apply, process her application. So I thought of offering if she wants to be a part of the group of this Facebook community dealing about applications for citizenship. And she's like, oh yes, I would love that. And then a few days after, I actually sent her the links to that Facebook group, and she's so thankful about that. And it felt good, like just leaving that meeting that we had during the uniform fitting, and she's so grateful about that. And it also felt good for me, lending a helping hand and sincerely doing that for her. And you'll never know. Of course, I did not do that just for the sake of getting something from her, right? I just felt like doing it, and you'll never know how things will turn out, a 360-degree turn later on, because I always believe in good karma. When you do good to others, it will just come back tenfold. And I think that's just the way really things go, right? And of course, just being a blessing to others, and being grateful with whatever situation that we have, and then just paying it forward, right? And being grateful to God for whatever blessings that we have, and being a blessing to others as well. So that's that. Leave others a little better. And our first bonus is, this is also from the book Smile, right? And it mentioned there, this is actually like the most effortless thing, that when you do it, people will automatically 100% most of the time will just reciprocate it, right? Of course, given the proper context, right? When you smile to a stranger across the street, most probably that person will just also smile, and then you'll just feel better, right? Just smile. And of course, our second bonus, and definitely not the least, 23 minutes already. Let me see here. Before that, hi Daphne, hi Coach Katrina, watching from Texas. Thanks for watching. I was actually watching the replay of the Zoom last Friday, and I saw you there. Great Zoom in there, leading that Zoom. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so let's go to the second bonus, which is, where is that? Here you go. Unboxing, fresh from the courier. So here you go, from my coaches, Dave and Roxanne, all the way from Calgary. Let's see. I haven't opened it. I just ripped this off and I thought of, okay, let's open it live. And do you guys have any guesses? Let's see here. Okay, first we have a card. Oh, look at this. I have a huh, what a very timely gift. Look at that. The power of human connection. How relationship marketing is transforming the way people succeed. Oh my goodness. Thank you, coaches, David and Roxanne. What a very connected go live plus the book. I didn't know that this is going to be the book. I mean, the gift inside. So let's read the card. Okay. It says here, I'll read for you guys. Determination. All right. The difference between the impossible and possible lies in a man's determination. Tommy Lasorda. Love that. Aww. Oh my goodness, tons of photos here. I love that. Oh, this is from our recent Ontario getaway, as you've been seeing on my page as well. We went to Niagara Falls, downtown Toronto, and Elmvale. We have a meetup at the ranch. We mastermind for 2 days, and the coaches also and business partners came first to our place here a few days before that. And leaders instill in their people a hope for success and a belief in themselves. Positive leaders empower people to accomplish their goals. Congrats, sis, on accomplishing the milestone. We're so proud of you. We're thankful to God. We have such generous, inspiring, and powerful leader like you. Keep shining and keep blessing more lives. Thank you again for making the Ontario event the best one. So many lives have changed. We love you and the family. Dave, Roxanne, and Caleb. Aw, thank you. I feel the love. Oh, wait, there's more. Look at that. Creativity doesn't. Oh, isn't the amazing Coach Katrina? You have an eye for creating beautiful pieces from nature, people, conversations, and business. You're a great leader. Thank you for everything. God bless you and your family. Oh, thank you, coaches. Dave and Roxanne. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. That's the beauty of connecting with others, right? And at the end of the day, I think I mentioned this also in the past. Business building, it all boils down to creating relationships with others and helping another person get a better life, right? And that's why I'm here, and that's why my core purpose as well, of course, in the business. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And hello, Monica. Sis Monica. Hello, Coach. Smile. Yes, smile, right? Layla, Coach K, watching from Granada Hills, California. Layla, thank you for tuning in. Awesome, awesome. I hope you guys were able to get the value out of this. Hi, Coach Katrina, watching from Brampton. Oh, you're just here, 40 minutes away. Thanks for tuning in. She. There you go. Awesome. There you go, guys. And oh, wait a minute. What is that? Awesome. So, in another, I'll see you again in another episode of Ask Me Anything. And I'm ready to dive into another book. There you go. I love this. Thank you guys and have a blessed Tuesday. All right. I'll send the link. I'll post a link of, oh, sorry, the photo of the Audible that I listened to. How to win friends and influence people in the digital age. All right. Bye for now and see you again. Take care.